So this is a domino cutter. Very versatile tool. Does away with the biscuit jointer, the dowel jointer. Does away with having to cut mortise and tenons by hand. Works very similar to the biscuit jointer. A cutter comes out of here and cuts a slot for a domino to fit into, like so. It's a very, very strong joint. These are the different size dominoes that are available. They've all got numbers printed on them. So this one's number 10 by 50, which means 10 millimeters thick by 50 millimeters long. 6 by 40, so 6 millimeters thick, 40 millimeters long. So all these numbers let you know what size cutter you need to use. So for the number 10, that's a number 10 cutter. You'd have to put that into the domino cutter. I'm going to do a number 6 size joint, and I'll show you how to set up the domino cutter. So grab the spanner. There's a little lever here. We need to slide this whole front end off. Slide it under that and it unclips it. Now we've got a locking button here that stops this from spinning. Hold that till it locks. Spanner. Put it onto the flats of the tool. Loosen it off. Unwind it. Put the desired size on. So I'm putting a number 6. And don't over tighten it, just nip it. That's all it needs, otherwise it's very difficult to get off again. Slide everything together. So line these holes up with these 2 shafts here. And it just clips back together like that. Okay, now we need to set up the depth of cut. So it's a 6 by 40. So we've set it up, we've put the number 6 cutter in. Now we need to do the depth of cut. So 40 is the overall length of the domino. So we need to divide that by 2, which is 20. So here, this is where we adjust our depth of cut. So we need to set it to 20. So that determines how far our cutter comes out and cuts into our wood. Now we need to adjust this plate. You can adjust this to whatever angle you need to be cutting at. But I just need to set it to 90 degrees because I'm doing a flat cut. So now we'll just adjust this measurement here. How far down across the depth of our wood are we going to cut? So my wood's 20 millimeters. So there's also some height adjusters here. And we loosen this lever off here. That allows us to adjust our plate here. So if I set this to 20, push that hard down. So that just moves these steps in and out so our plate sits at the right depth. So that's on 20 now. Re-tighten. So before you do your actual job, just test it on a scrap piece of wood. So you want safety glasses, dust mask, earmuffs, connect the power up. So when you're using it, hold pressure down on here, make sure the plate sits flat on your piece of wood. Start it up and then push it until it stops cutting. Okay, so I'll test to see if my joint's correct. Yeah, so it's going to be right, it's nice and tight. I'll just actually do a joint for you now. So if I was making some rails for a chair, connecting my chair frame together, Put your bits of wood together, put a line where you want to cut the domino. Then we're lining up this center line here with our line on our piece of wood. You need to be very accurate with your marking and with your cutting because it's a tight fitting joint. Make sure your plate sits flat on top of your wood. Don't let it move up and down like that, otherwise your joint won't go together straight. Okay, so we've got my two halves. And that's how it goes together. Now all we need to do is put glue in each slot, glue on each mating surface, press it all together, clamp it, wipe off the excess glue and then leave it to set. So that's the domino joint. Very strong, very versatile joint that you can use on anything.